It's too, excuse me, New Yorkers, dirty. Too crowded, too congested.
It's a little closed in for me. I mean, I like to see the sun when it comes up. I don't want to wait till 11 o'clock when it gets over the buildings, you know. So it was a little claustrophobic for me, frankly. I mean, there's lots to do there, and it's a great city, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It just never was. Los Angeles is much more like the way I like to live. I mean, we lived in New Mexico for 16 years now, and I like that big, wide open sky and being able to get into a car in 3 hours and then be in a totally different environment. You know, 3 hours from New York, you're in New Jersey. So, you know.
3 hours of traffic.
It's a beautiful state, too, you understand. Yeah, 3 hours. Sometimes you're not even through the Lincoln Tunnel yet. So,
I'm surprised that you, for those of you who don't know, that Walt has a guest ranch near Santa Fe, and it's a B&B, and I was surprised that you would, you know, when it's your downtime, you really need some downtime, and that maybe you wouldn't want to be bothered with people at a B&B. Who runs it for you?
Well, my wife and I run it, mostly my wife, because I'm kind of deployed doing acting work, but she runs this virtually by herself now that my daughter and son are old enough to actually, you know, tote that barge and lift that bale. They're involved as well, but it's principally a family owned and run. It's only a 4-room B&B, you know. We're on a farm. You have to have, you know, 20,000 acres to be a ranch. We've got only 100 or so.
100,000 acres?
No, 100 acres.
Oh.
120. We're just a little farm by New Mexico, and it's just a cute little farm. But, you know, I love it out there, and somebody's got to rake the manure, Laura. And,
don't look at me.
You know. No, I won't.
It keeps her slim.
Like a job, you can actually see progress, you know, mowing a lawn, raking manure. When you're done, you see you've actually done something. How's that for the highlight?
You know what? You do have a point about that, because sometimes when you are in a more aesthetic art field, writing and different things like that, it takes a while to recognize the fruits of your labor. Whereas when you're shoveling manure, you shovel that manure, you know that manure's been shoveled.
It's gone, and then it's
gone. It's gone, yeah.
That's right. You work and you sweat and you get manure dust on your ankles, but then it's gone.
I think I could do it one day.
Good hard day's worth.
One day I could do it once.
You'd be surprised standing out there in that beautiful sky, looking at the mountains. You kind of forget what you're raking. Just rake.
I don't think I could forget. Listen.
No, you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised.
We have some more inquiring minds that want to know what's going to happen going forward with you and Miss Erica Kane.
You know, and I'm one of those inquiring minds. We, you know, both took the summer off. I went to Ottawa, Illinois, to I have a community theater there. And once a year we come in. And last year we did The Odd Couple. This year we did Arsenic and Old Lace. And Julia Parr, that plays Brooke on All My Children Join Me, who played Aunt Abby.
Were you the Cary Grant part?
I was the Cary Grant role.
Oh God, I love that movie, story.
It's a great movie. It's a good play. The play and the movie are a little bit different, but not totally. But we had just a great time doing it. And of course, Erica and Jack went off on a yacht somewhere. I like to tell people that she was giving me trouble, so I left her at the Locks in Hennepin, you know, which is why she isn't with me now. So, but we'll see when we reconvene. When we last saw those two, they were, of course, Jack was on one knee saying, "Marry me, you crazy woman," giving her a diamond the size of your knuckle, and which would be the second one of that size. And she's saying, "Oh my gosh, yes," and daydreaming of Caleb. So I don't know what's going to happen when we reconvene in the fall. She's a fickle woman, that Erica Kane. And
yeah, but you like
Jack
it.
Jack is a blindly loyal person. He evidently likes it.
You know what? You always want what you can't have. And Erica Kane subscribes to the Femme Fatale School of Hooking Men. Make them want. She got you hook, line, and sinker, pal.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah. She does.
Listen to me.
As long as they keep writing it that way, she does.
Well, we hope for your sake and hers they do, because everybody loves you.
Well, I do too. Well, you're very kind to say that. Thank you very much. You know what? When people ask me how long it's been, I say, well, gosh, it's been, you know, a year short of a quarter century. You know, it's an incredible amount of time, and I will tell you that it's gone by, and I know this is an old hackneyed thing, but it's gone by like 25 minutes. I mean, it really has. I think I've spent 25 years on that show, or close to 23 years.
You guys grew up together.
I was 12 when I started.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure I was. I was well into my 30s when I started. But it's been a great life. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. There are days like with every job you go, oh no, But those days have been very, very few, and it certainly allowed me to.
How long is the average day for you, Walt? I want to break that up.
Average day, that's changed so much across time. We used to come in every day, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we'd be done about 7 o'clock. And we would, first we would, what they call dry block the whole show, which is what you go through when you get your blocking from the director. We'd do that in a rehearsal space. And then we moved to the studio to do it in front of cameras. That was called camera blocking. And then we break for lunch. And then at 1:30 or 2 o'clock or so, we come back and we would dress rehearse the whole show. And back in those days, the way we taped the show was the way it aired. And cameras would actually go flying by to get to the next set because we didn't have any editing at all in those days. We weren't live, but we taped exactly the way you saw the show on the air. Then we would, when news was done with the videotape recorders, then we would begin to tape around 3:30 or so. And we'd be done about 7:30. Now you might go in at 6:30 in the morning and start to tape at 8:30, and you might be out of there at 11 o'clock. A.M. Or you might be called at 2 p.m. and get out at 6 p.m. because we do it much differently these days because, of course, budget is a major consideration with the studio, as it is with all. And so now we do it set by set. We do everything in, Jack's hotel room. We do everything in Erica's living room. We do everything in the hospital. And we do them in that order. So that all the scenes in a given set are done, and they shut that set down for the day. The big advantage we have in Los Angeles now, because there's so much more room, is you can leave sets out. In New York, we'd finish with the set. They would literally have to pack the whole set into a crate. I mean, the walls, the pictures, the couches, everything, and take it out to Brooklyn. And as you might imagine, that was ridiculously expensive, all that labor and warehousing. So that's a big advantage.
Teamsters.
And one way that we're able to keep things going now is we have a much larger studio there in Glendale, and we can just leave stuff up.
That sounds wonderful. It sounds like a lot of hard work, but fun.
Oh, it's
Sounds like if you ever need to...
My dad, who worked for 45 years at a glass factory swing shift, and before that, from the time he was 9 years old, worked in the coal mines, that's hard work. What we do compared to that is not hard work. Long hours.
Is there a day for you back in Ottawa? It's only a town of, what, 18,000? It had to be smaller when you were...
18,000. It was 18,000 I was growing up.
Is there a day for you?
The sign still says 18,000.
Does it say the home of Walt Willey? Well, wouldn't you be the biggest star?
No.
No, you're the biggest star in Ottawa, I would think.
I would think so.
There used to be a governor from Michigan, that was it.
Listen, tell us something. I know you're in town to do Zanies. Quick, give us a plug for Zanies and your show tomorrow night, Friday, and Saturday.
Well, tomorrow night I'm downtown on Wells Street, and I believe the start time there is 7:30. And Friday night I'm out at the Zanies in Vernon Hills, and I believe we're cranking up at 8 o'clock. And then Saturday night, Zanies in Pheasant Run in St. Charles there. There's a big meet and greet. They always do the big meet and greet there. That's at 6 p.m. The show at 7:30 p.m. I believe. To make sure, folks, please go to zanies.com and make sure. Or you can check out my website, which is willyworld.com.
WillyWorld.com. Excuse me, did you ever work with Jay Leno in a club?
Well, my roommate in Los Angeles actually works on his show. She's the lead makeup chair. She's been doing prosthetics makeup. She did all the seasons of Mad TV.
His chin?
Before that, Jen.
His prosthetic chin. Forgive me, Mr. Leno.
No, that chin's real, believe it or not. I thought you said Jen.
No. I met him at Indianapolis.
You know Jen?
No, I met Jay Leno.
That never surprises me. But so I have met Jay. I've seen his car collection, but I've never worked with him.
Do me a favor. I know you got a dash because there's a car coming to pick you up. So give Ro Khan, the roaster, my best and tell him I'm dying to be a guest on his show. And run it by him, Ro Khan and Laura Dion. And I could come out there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But Wednesdays I got to come out to Elgin. And I only live a couple blocks from the studio. So put in a plug for me. Tell him everybody at East Bank. Everybody at East Bank's pulling for me.
Put in a plug for me. I'll put in a plug for you. Absolutely.
You bet. And you know what? Leave us with one thing. I'm going to ask you one question. What is your greatest extravagance?
Boy, my greatest extravagance. Well, that's a good. I'm not a very extravagant person. My greatest extravagance, I guess, it's going to be kind of boring. Is I spend money keeping my 1989 Jeep Sahara in good shape.
Oh, how cool is that?
There you go.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
I want to eventually give it in good shape to my son. So, I guess, you know what, my greatest extravagance, although I think it's a necessity, is probably, flying back and forth to see my family often. What airfare costs these days, I guess that's an extravagance. We probably could have bought 6 homes 3 times over with what I've spent to fly back and forth to see my wife and kids.
You are a fortunate man and a talented man, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be on the show. Next time you come to town, you're coming in the studio live because we got groupies outside just clamoring autographs.
Oh, good.
Okay?
Good.
Don't forget to tell Roaster hi.
I will, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Walt.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. Listen, you're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show on WRMN 1410 AM, and if you've got something to say, call us at 847-931-1410, and I think we should do our halftime commercial.
Halftime. It's halftime. So before you go to a refrigerator, make sure you're checking in with Allen & Son Seal Coating. You know they are the trusted folk when it comes to asphalt and asphalt repair and needs. You know the list. You know the summer's almost wrapping up. You know the phone number, don't you? It's 847-980-6914, Allen & Sons. How's the old sacroiliac?
Dr. Claire takes care of mine.
It's excellent. Thank you very much. 847-888-9988 for Dr. Claire Oleas. And you were in there how recently?
Geez, last week, I think.
Okay, and you came out, you went in,
Came out brand new.
good, you
Came out brand
walked
new.
out like you
Yes.
just been redone.
Like I own the street.
Doctor of chiropractic, she is indeed, Dr. Claire Oleas. You know the location, 2001 Larkin Avenue, 847-888-9988. And you know the month of August is almost over. Where has it gone?
Seriously?
You know, the summer goes by so quickly. 50 days of 90-plus degree temperature, monsoon rains, but the weather days go by so quick, don't they? Sure they do.
I can't wait till winter.
Either way, the Y is now registering. It's been a long summer in many ways. Is registering for their after wonderful school programs of which you're interested in. I can see it in your eyes. They provide preschool and kindergarten enrichment as well as elementary school age after-school care. The Y buses pick up at a variety of Elgin schools and take the children to the Y for homework help, which is what you need, Laura.
You're right.
Sports, swimming, arts, humanities, character development, and wellness
That's
activities.
what you need.
I know it. Somehow Walt was the first to tell you that. Phone number for the good folks at the YMCA, 847-888-7410.
Listen, thank you. And another big thanks to Snob Hounds Canine Couture and Casey Tool, 2 of our favorite weekly sponsors. And if you don't mind, we'd like to get back to Nick. Thanks for being patient, Nick, but Walt had
I was eating it on his time anyway, so it's fine.
Walt had to get a car. I guess they sent a car for him.
It's bad
So,
they
I mean,
become famous.
Yeah, I know. Isn't
I'm not
that
that
nice?
famous. I
He
gotta
said-
drive myself.
Me too, but that's okay. I'll take a cab. Listen, I can't say enough about your self-defense seminar, and that's why I had you back on. I feel that you cannot effectively learn how to defend yourself if you don't get into it at class. And it was a lot more than I expected, and pleasantly so. Pleasantly so, not saying, oh my God, yeah, I know. And I think a person needs to know what it feels like, can I say these things here, to roll around on the floor with a guy on top of you who isn't there because he wants to romance you. He's there because he wants to harm you, and it's up to you to know what you have to do to fight your way out of it. And you guys, I know all the other girls in the class too are, every day you run through things that you learned, and
Sure.
and I think one of the things is women would, if you're being attacked, you'd be like trying to, of course you want to get away from the guy, but no, don't hurt me,
that's
whatever. Instead of just grabbing a hold of this guy and giving him a piece of your mind.
You gotta admit that was a whole different science that we kind of went over. First time I came out here, you said you want to learn close quarter combat. You got a whole bunch of close quarter combat.
Fabulous. It was fabulous, and I'm not kidding you. If I could do it, I feel that anybody can. And you know something? I think that your program is wonderful, and it's as close to real as you can get without getting hurt.